Assalamualaikum and good day to our lecturer and peers. Today, our group is stepping into the shoes of the Securities Commission Malaysia enforcement team to deliver our comprehensive case analysis on capital market misconduct. Our investigation focuses on the real-world criminal case of Charles Chua Yi Fuan, the former vice president of debt markets at Hong Leong Investment Bank Berhad. Between July 2017 and May 2019, Charles Chua exploited his high-ranking position and institutional credibility to systematically deceive a total of 14 innocent investors. He misled these individuals into believing they were subscribing to highly lucrative, exclusive investment schemes officially managed and backed by Hong Leong Investment Bank. In reality, these schemes were entirely non-existent. Through this fabricated operation, he successfully defrauded investors out of approximately Rm 1.73 million, aggressively instructing them to deposit their cash directly into his personal bank accounts. Once his deceptive actions were uncovered, Charles Chua fled the country, triggering an international manhunt. He was eventually located in Cambodia, arrested and extradited back to Malaysia by Interpol and local police. I will now hand the floor over to our legal analyst to discuss the specific statutory provisions that were violated.
Okay, thank you Speaker 1. From a strict legal standpoint, Charles Chua's deceptive action constitute a direct and severe violation of statutory capital market laws. The primary legislation breach in this case is Section 179B of the Capital Market and Services Act 2009 CMSA. Section 179 explicitly outlines prohibited conduct regarding securities, fraud, specifically subsection B, rules that it is an offence for any person, directly or indirectly, to engage in any act, practice, or course of business which operates as a fraud or deceit upon any individual in connection with the subscription, purchase, or sale of securities. The legal justification for charging him under the CMSA rather than basic penal code cheatings was airtight. First, Charles intentionally utilized his legitimate corporate title to build false trust. Second, he explicitly tied the incoming cash payments of the subscription of securities. This brought his deceptive conduct squarely under the jurisdiction of the SC. Because a single breach of Section 179 carries a heavy statutory maximum penalty of up to 10 years in prison and a minimum statutory of a fine Rm 1 million. The legal gravity of his collective 17 charges was massive. Next, let us look at how our enforcement operation brought him down.
Analyzing this case from the perspective of the SC enforcement team, capturing Charles Chua required an extensive cross-border tactical operation. The formal investigation process was triggered immediately after affected investor filed official complaint with the Commission. Our enforcement unit deployed 3 critical pillars of evidence collection to secure a conviction. Financial forensic trace. Our team mapped out bank statement trace showing exactly how investor capital entirely bypassed corporate channels and went directly into Chua's personal bank account. Corporate auditing. We secured concrete verification from Hong Leong Investment Bank proving that the financial products offered by the defendant were completely unleased, unauthorized and fabric. Cross-border intelligence sharing. Because the suspect managed to flee the justification, the SC collaborate with the Royal Malaysian Police and Interpol. This triggered international red notice, resulting in his swift arrest by Cambodian authorities and his extradition back to Kuala Lumpur. This operation highlight how the SC leveraged international enforcement network to ensure that capital market FITIP cannot escape regulatory justice.
Thank you, my fellow team. Let us look at the definitive judicial outcome on March 29, 2023. The Kuala Lumpur Session Court delivered its final sentencing. Confronted with the overwhelming evidence compiled by the SC, Charles Chua entered a guilty plea. Session Court Judge Kamaruddin Khamson sentenced him to 3 years in prison and slapped him with Rm 1 million court fine. If he is unable to pay the fine, he must serve additional 12 months in prison. Significantly, while he pleaded guilty for one core charge, the court formally invoked Section 171A of Criminal Procedure Code to take remaining 60 pending fraud charges into account during the final sentencing. The broader implications for the capital markets are vital. This ruling serves a stark deterrent licensed professional, sending a clear warning that abusing institutional authority will lead to immediate prison sentence. However, it also exposed gaps in investor behavior, showing that sophisticated investors can fall prey to scam when they fail to verify the investment channel. In comparing, our team simulated enforcement analysis against the actual action taken by the SC. We found total alignment. The SC acted appropriately by prioritizing punitive court action to restore trust and domestic banking sector. To close the vulnerability in the market moving forward, our team proposed two key regulatory recommendations. First, financial institutions must enforce independently client verification system. Any private investment offering pitched by senior executive must be cross-verified through an automated corporate channel before any money moves. Second, investor must maintain continuous vigilance by matching all financial offer against the SC investor alert list, ensuring that investment are explicitly paid into corporate escrow account rather than private personal account.